Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Johncast. Today is day whatever it is. I'll tell you in the next bit. But right now, I'm in the Ice Hotel in Sweden, and it's absolutely beautiful. Like, look at all this is made of pure ice. The whole building is made out of ice. Okay, I'll show you the hallway. It's like $3,000 a night to stay in here for a day. But you can see the whole ceiling. This is all snow. Here we'll go into an art exhibit. Each of the rooms is different. But this one is a giant ear. There's a big ear in here with, everything's ice, including the bed. Anyways, enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Johncast. Today is day 215, and it's been a while. I took this two-week little break because of trips and host family stuff and organizing everything, I suppose, for that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the really long episode on day 200 with Kauai. That was a riot to talk about, but it was very fun. So now it's time to get into what I've been doing the past 2 weeks. Last episode was recorded on like a Wednesday or something, a Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was a Tuesday, but actually I don't remember the day. No, 2 weeks ago would be Tuesday, last Tuesday. I don't really remember what happened during that week, but that week on Sunday, we left for Kiruna. If you don't know, Kiruna is one of the most northern cities in Sweden. I think it's like the biggest northern city in Sweden. And they're well known for like their northern lights and all the beautiful snow and their really cold temperatures. It's inside the Arctic Circle, so I can now say I've been to the Arctic Circle. So this was a little camp, well, not little, pretty big camp organized by Rotary. We went up there with the other exchange students as well. Sunday we left, and we embarked on the 17-hour train ride, all the way up to northern Sweden. So, we got these like sleeping cabins, I guess, with like beds. Like it had like a couch, then you'd fold it up and then there'd be 3 beds on each side. It kind of looked like the Harry Potter scene in like the train cars. It was really cool. I've never been on a long distance train before. I've never slept on a train before, so this was new experiences for all of that, and I really enjoyed the train ride. I thought it was a whole fun to just like sit back, relax, socialize, not have to worry about anything, just relax, enjoy your time. It was 17 hours is very long, but you're sleeping for like half of that, and if you're playing games and talking with other exchange students, it's fine, and the time just flies by. Because I booked my tickets with the youth coordinator, there were a whole bunch of exchange students in the same train car. So that's good that we all got to be together and have that time to like socialize, I guess. The train ride went until Monday morning, or was it Monday afternoon? I don't remember, but like early Monday, we got into Kiruna. I think it was like it was cold, but it wasn't that cold. It was only probably around -5 Celsius. That is, I don't know what that is Fahrenheit, but it was below freezing. It's just slightly below freezing. That was cool. One thing about Kiruna is they're a huge mining town. For hundreds, I'm not sure, hundreds of years, but for a long time, there's been huge deposits of copper and iron actually, I'm not sure about copper, but I know definitely iron in Kiruna, and that's been one of the main exports of Sweden is iron to other countries in Europe and throughout the world. And there's still is mining going on underneath the town because these veins are huge, like massive iron veins. So the town, so let's look, the town is here, and they built the mine far off, but they've been mining for so long that slowly their mine shafts have started to creep under the town, and this has actually caused the town to start sinking into the earth, because there's the mine shafts are beneath. So this required them to move like half of the town to a new location where the new town center is going to be, and then the other half will just still be there, and they'll be kind of like, yeah, they'll just be moving the town. You can Google it if you want to learn more, but yeah, that's the gist of it. So we actually got to see some of the abandoned buildings that they're preparing to demolish, because like obviously like hotels, shopping centers, they don't really need to be preserved. But I'll put a picture up right now of the church that is there. It's a really famous Kiruna church, and it's been around for a very long time. But they have to move it because of the whole town is sinking. Oh, not the whole, like part of the town is sinking, and they have to move it to its new location. So I think this summer they're planning to move. Like they're taking all the like loose stuff out of the church, including like the windows and things. Then they're lifting it up on trucks and driving it over to its new place where they set it down. And this has never been done before in Sweden, I think. So they're like right now they're organizing how different ways to do it. They're like clearing roads and things. So it's really interesting. They taught us about how like the plans for them to move this church, because it's a historical site and they don't want to have to take it apart and put it back together again, because that would be like that would be even more dangerous. I don't know why they yeah, but yeah, it's really cool, their history of the town and everything. So yeah, that is a little insight in Kiruna. We were planning to go down into the mines, do a little tour, but unfortunately they canceled our reservation like the day of we got there. So yeah, a few blocks away from, well, I don't want to say a few blocks, but like sort of close nearby where we're staying, a gas station caught on fire. The day of we got there, it was still smoldering. We were going past it on the bus, and they told us about. So that was a good omen for the week. But it was very, very strange, I guess, to come in and like, oh yeah, that building just burnt down a few hours ago. It was weird. But we stayed in this youth hostel, and because, oh, I'm really getting into the lore of Sweden here. Sweden has recently become a NATO member, thanks to deals with the U.S. and Turkey, I think. Everybody's approved, and now Sweden is officially a NATO member. They were signed in a few weeks ago. So NATO really wants to train troops in like cold environments. So they're sending troops, Swedish troops, up to Kiruna in northern Sweden to do more training. As being a new member of NATO, they have all access to all these resources. So in this youth hostel, they're like half of it was rented out by the military, and there were military personnel living in this youth hostel with us, in like different rooms and things in different sections of the hostel. But it's really cool because like we actually got to see NATO's involvement in Kiruna, which is like a one-to-one experience, I guess. That was cool. So yeah, the youth hostel was pretty good. Our room was kind of suspicious because it was 6 guys all in one room. We had 3 sets of bunk beds, and there were no windows. There was only one door for our room, and we were kind of like in the basement, so it was kind of like closed off. But it was okay. It was good. And then they had a sauna there. I didn't go use the sauna, but yeah, they just had a sauna. Then they had like inclusive breakfast and things. So it was pretty fun. I've never stayed in a hostel before, so I guess this is a first time experience. Yeah. Then Tuesday, what did we do Tuesday? I'm just gonna list off what we do. I'm not really sure the order of days. I just I forgot about it, but Tuesday we went to the Sami Museum. If you don't know, the Sami are the native population of Sweden. They're really protective of their reindeer and their natural lands. And it's really cool because we went to the Sami Museum and we got to learn about like what type of housing they built and what their cultural traditions are. Like their religion is very based around like nature, which was really cool to see. I don't know, I found it really cool, like the history and the of the Sami people. And then we also got to feed reindeer. I'll put some pictures up of that. And we fed them this moss, I think. I'm not sure if it was moss, but I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, and they're really cute. We got to pet them and everything, and it was really cool. And then right next to the Sami Museum was the Sami Church, which is a Catholic church, I believe, for the Sami people. If they wanted to use it, that would be there. Yeah, they had beautiful murals and artwork in the church as well. So that was cool. And then, oh, I totally forgot about that. Okay, so we got to do a snowmobile ride. So they basically had these big sleds, I guess, and then they hooked up snowmobiles, and then we drove across. I don't know how far, but across a big lake, and then there was the ice hotel. I'm gonna have to explain the ice hotel. That's a lot of explaining here. So the ice hotel was started back in 1999, I think. No, 1990. 1990, I think. When this businessman, he loved skiing, so he moved up to Kiruna so he could ski basically the whole year because it's so cold up there. But so and then he like bought the ski resort there. So he owned a ski resort there, and he was like, "Hey, all of these people who come for the winter don't stay for the summer," and like it's I'm trying to remember what they told us, but like the river rafting is very popular there in the summer, but like they can't get these people to stay for the summer, and like stay longer times, I guess. So he built an igloo out on the ice, like on this icy lake, whatever. And then these tours came up, and all the hotels were booked in the ski lodge and everything. So they were looking for a place to stay for a few days. And then the only thing he had left was this igloo. And then he was like, "Sure, you can stay in the igloo, but it's gonna be like -5 the whole night." So he gave him reindeer skin, or he gave the tourists reindeer skin and sleeping bags, and they stayed in the igloo. And then when the ski slope owner came out and was like, he was expecting them to be really upset because imagine sleeping in the igloo at -5 the whole time. The tourists loved it. They loved the idea of of like sleeping in the cold igloo, I guess. And since they had the reindeer skin and sleeping bags, it was all fine with warmth and everything. So then he had an idea: is why couldn't we make a more permanent solution to this via the Ice Hotel? So we hired a bunch of local sculptors, and that was Ice Hotel 1 made back in 1990, I think. So yeah, that was the very first ice hotel. I don't know all the ice hotels, but when we came this year, it was ice hotel number 34. So yeah, that was cool to see. No pun intended. Cool, get it? Okay. But yeah, I'll definitely put up some pictures here. So they get like sculptors from all around the world to sculpt different rooms and everything, and every room is unique and has its own little art piece with it. And of course, you can also rent out rooms that are for sleeping, because you don't sleep in the art rooms because it's art, I guess. But yeah, it's really beautiful. It's crazy to think that like all of it is ice, like the walls, ceiling, the floor, everything. And yeah, they also explained to us how they made it. but I'm not going to get into that. You can Google it if you want to, but it's a definitely good to see. So yeah, that was the Ice Hotel. It was absolutely beautiful. One of the biggest downsides of the trip is Monday was the only day we could see the skies would be clear for Northern Lights, and we went out and there were no Northern Lights on Monday, so we didn't see it. And then the rest of the week it was cloudy, so we couldn't see them even if they did show up. So that was a real bummer that we didn't see Northern Lights at all. But I guess it gives us an excuse to come back next time. They're doing 2 camps of this, like 2 Kiruna camps. The one I went on the first camp, and then now I think they're coming back from the second camp. They got to see the Northern Lights, so I've seen pictures of them in Kiruna with Northern Lights, which is really cool. It's cool for them to get that experience. Yeah, so that was Tuesday/Wednesday-ish, and then Wednesday, one of the highlights of the trip is we went on dog sleds. I know there's a word for it in English. I don't remember the word though. It's like the Iditarod in Alaska, where they had 12 dogs, 2 on 6 rows. And yeah, there's 3 people per sled, and we had rotated the groups, and it was like half an hour of sledding. So we went out and we talked to the sled master, I guess, and they were the driver, I guess, yeah. And then they were explaining to us like how the dogs, how they were trained, and how they like you can train them to react to certain stimuli, I guess, like different commands, which is really cool. Yeah, then well, our driver told us that all the dogs that we had on our sled were old. They were slower. They were from like 8 to 12 years old, which is usually when they start to slow down and things. But the dogs on our sled were trained to follow the sled in front of us. But because the sled in front of us had younger dogs, there was a huge gap between the sleds, and we came to a fork in the road, and the 2 other sleds in front of us had already gone way, like we couldn't see them anymore, and our sled driver didn't know which way to go. So she went one way, but that was the wrong way. So then the sleds of the 2 other ones, like they were taking a break over here, and we came back around, and we had to pass them and then turn around again. It was fine. I mean, we did the same trip, but we just got confused and went the wrong way because the dogs were kind of tired. But yeah, it was really cool. They're so adorable. They're not all like purebred husky. You can tell there's other breeds in there. And yeah, I feel like it'd be a fun winter job to do, is just go home or like go after school or something and just take care of a bunch of dogs all day. That'd be so cool. In the cold Arctic Circle weather. It's like a story. Yeah, I think that was the highlights of the week. Other than that, between that, we were just like walking around, exploring Kiruna, seeing, like, talking with the exchange students and things. So yeah, I think that's basically all the highlights of the Kiruna trip. So then we got there on Monday, we did all the stuff on Tuesday, did all the stuff on Wednesday, and on Thursday we went back. Oh, well, I didn't mention, I think it was Thursday, maybe. We went up to the ski slope, but we didn't ski. We were there doing this little activity with like these drivable sleds, I guess. It was like a relay race where you like you'd slide down, you tag another person and go again. We were doing a bunch of activities there, and we cooked marshmallows on an open fire. We had some soup and some bread and drinks. It was a whole fun time. That's because during that time we were supposed to go to the mine, but they canceled our thing, which kind of sucked, but what are you gonna do? Yeah. And then we packed up, and then oh yes, I keep forgetting about these things. It only happened like a week ago, but we went to, because one of our tour guides works at the ice hotel, they were able to contact them, and they told about like the mine situation and things, and they're like, oh, okay, we have an extra cabin available for all of you guys. So if you want to take a sauna and ice bathe in Kiruna, you can. So that was really cool of the ice hotel to do for us. So then we went to this little cabin. It's a small wooden cabin. And we warmed up the sauna, and there's a open fire fireplace in there. And then we went to, we just put on my swimsuit and jumped in the ice. I don't know how cold the water, I think it was like +1, +2 degrees Celsius. But it's still really cold. So I did some ice bathing in Kiruna, which is crazy. It's like a hole in the ice, and they've got it's like a little box, I guess, and they've got a ladder so you can go in and out. It was really fun. It was really relaxing too. I was so tired afterwards. So then after that I went to the sauna, just relaxed a bit, and then we went back to the hostel, grabbed our things, packed it up, and went on to the train station. And that was basically the Kiruna trip. The trip back was basically the same as the trip before. I was just really tired, and like, I don't know. That was Kiruna. It was definitely a highlight of the whole exchange year. I had a great time. Even though some things didn't go as planned, it still doesn't really matter because it was a blast anyways. Then we got back Friday like 10 o'clock Friday morning. And then I just came home, like getting back into the routine of things after this whole grand week adventure. But not too much of a routine because we're going to the Åland Island on Easter, over Easter break, otherwise known as påsklov, på svenska. And that is our host families bring us to their house in the Åland Island, which is where they grew up. It is a Finnish island where they speak Swedish there, so it's kind of like a mix of both cultures, I guess. Sorry about the jump cut, everybody, but I forgot to add this to the thing. I know this is a long video already, but as you may know, we go to the school Upplands Väsby in Upplands Väsby, Sweden. We go to Väsby Nya Gymnasium, and the local newspaper did a little story on all of us exchange students. And we are front page news, everybody. It must have been a really slow news day, but look at that. We're front page from the Mitt I Upplands Väsby newspaper. So one of the days, our teacher, Helene, asked the newspaper, hey, do you want to do a little interview with those exchange students because they're going to our school? And the newspaper was like, sure, why not? So one of the days, the reporter came in and did a little interview of us in Swedish, and we got to tell her about the experiences and everything we've done so far in Sweden. There's our photo, front page news, everybody. It says, the world together in Väsby, I think it says that. Exchange students from many different countries are studying in Upplands Väsby. Pretty sure that's what that says, but don't. Content clues. So if you go to page 9, we have this whole little thing here about us. Obviously it's in Swedish, so you can't really read that, but det är så mycket natur här. There is so much nature here. That's what the title of the thing says. And then it basically just talks about what we said. I have a quote in here. It says, jag ville gärna komma till Skandinavien. Jag gillar kallt väder och hade sett att det är så vackert här, säger John Camarado från Wisconsin i USA. That means I wanted to come here. I wanted to come to Scandinavia. I liked the cold weather and the beautiful nature here. And that's true. I did that. There's a direct quote. And they have quotes from everybody else in the Väsby group here. And they've got little pictures on the sides here as well. With Kawe right there giving a thumbs up. That's when we went skiing. And then this is part of our Lucia concert thing. That was really cool. That our teacher decided to do that. So I just wanted to throw this little bit in here before the end. All right. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'll give you more updates on that once we come around to it, and hopefully I'll make another John cast by next Tuesday. So I guess I will see you then. John out.